I'm pretty shocked. Hey everybody, welcome back to Adventures with Spackmann. Today, we're looking at the cheapest 2-wall backpacking tent on Amazon. Is it a good one? Stick around, let's find out. All right, so what we have today is the River Country Products Trekker 2.2 tent. This tent at the time of filming was about $56. Setup of this tent was wicked easy. You start with the 4 corners and then you move on to the ends, to the peaks. Now you can use trekking poles for this, which I am doing. The last thing you need to do is guy out both of the vents on the sides. And once you do that, your tent is done. Now this tent comes in a very small form package. As you can see, it's just a little bigger than a 2-liter bottle of soda. It weighs in at 3 pounds, 5 ounces. The tent is 7 feet long by 5 feet wide and 42 inches tall. I haven't been in this yet, so we are checking it out together. Now they claim this is a 2-person tent. I'd say there's plenty of room on this side for another person. This is actually a pretty big tent. Now where it doesn't begin to be a 2-person tent is for storage. It's gonna be hard to get 2 people and their gear in here, but for a 1-person backpacking tent, this is plenty big enough. There is a huge loose thread right here, and it's actually still attached. It's like 4 feet of thread that just wasn't cut off. All right, let's check out the seam sealing. All right, there we go. Now you can see I am pulling that down away from it. And the ridge line is seam sealed. There is seam sealer there, or seam tape, along with these seams that go around all of them. This tent reminds me of the Pomali Chalet 70 without a stove jack. Let's see if their seams are, let's see if it leaks like the Chalet. I kind of don't think so. The rest of it looks pretty good. The ventilation on this tent looks good. I don't know how it's gonna do with condensation. We'll find that out tonight. But you guys know the drill. We're gonna waterproof test this tent, Spackmann water torture test. So I'm gonna set the hose up for an hour, check in at the 30-minute mark. If there's anything to relay to you guys, I will check in at the 30-minute mark. Otherwise, I'll see you in an hour. Let's get the water going. All right, everybody, it's been an hour so far. I came in, I checked it at the half-hour mark. There was 1 leak, but I think that was user error. I had the other side vent open. I had it pitched too far. I'll show you what I found right now. I am thoroughly surprised at the 30-minute mark. The only water I see is right here. But that was kind of my fault. See this vent right here? It was pitched so far out that water was collecting and then coming this way to this mesh and then coming down here. I have since guyed that out shorter, and I'm also going to dry up this puddle. And we'll see if pitching that vent shorter fixes the problem. But the rest of it is freaking dry, guys. I'm shocked. See you in another half hour. So I have really high hopes for this tent right now. Let's go inside and check out how it did. And I'm telling you, at the 30-minute mark, I was very surprised. I mean, even 30 minutes of keeping water out of a $50 tent. Oh, guys. All right, no going in first, you're coming in with me. All right, right off the bat, I do see this. Those are 2 drops from directly that corner. There's nothing wet coming up from it, but it came in right at that corner. 2 drops. Now this is what I noticed at the 30-minute mark, and that is dry. I dried it up with paper towels, and that's dry. Where'd that just come from? Right there. After 1 hour of the Spackmann water torture test, there's like 3 drops of water in here for a $50 tent. I don't see any water on the mesh sides. Nothing. It is dry, guys. I'm pretty shocked. Okay, all right, so I checked out the ridge line. I'm shocked, guys. All right, let's get this water turned off. Now, this isn't my final thoughts, but this is my thoughts on the waterproofness of this tent. Final thoughts will come in the morning after I spend the night in here and see how the condensation is. Because it is a backpacking tent, it's double walled, and the one big complaint I saw about it was the ventilation and maybe condensation happening. So we're gonna test that out. But as of right now, guys, for under $60, a sub 4-pound 2-person backpacking tent, this, I gotta say, this is pretty awesome. I really have to give it up to them. For one, it took almost a whole hour of the Spackmann water torture test to get 3 drops in here. They came from the corner and up here in this corner too. So the bottom floor corner and then this peak corner right here, which was getting pelted by rain the whole time. Same with this bottom corner. So it took a lot of rain before it started leaking. So what does that tell us? Light rain, it's definitely gonna hold out. It's pretty darn good. The waterproofness actually shocked me. I'm really surprised, guys. It took almost a whole hour to get 3 drops in here. To be honest, if you're expecting a weekend with a lot of rain or an overnighter with a lot of rain, you might want to seal this up just to be on the safe side. But I'll see you guys in the morning after I spend the night in here, and we'll see how it does with condensation. See you in the morning. Yeah, good morning, guys. Nothing. It's dry. I do have the door completely open, but they do recommend that you have the door open to reduce condensation. But the whole thing is mesh. So I don't know. It did great for me last night. Stayed nice and dry. Everything too, even this up here. Craziness, guys. $56 double wall tent for backpacking. This is pretty sweet. All right, final thoughts on the River Country Products Trekker Tent 2.2. If you're thinking about getting into backpacking and you don't want to spend a lot of money to find out that you aren't interested in backpacking, this is a good option, I'd say. For real, this is not bad. Would I trust it in rain? Maybe not without seam sealing it completely first. It's very spacious. I have heard that with 2 people in here that the condensation can be bad. But with 1 person last night, there is nothing. I mean, this is the back wall where my head was. Oh, and it was cold last night. It was 34. So if you guys are in the market for a backpacking tent or want a spare or one for your friends or want to get into backpacking, check this one out. I'll have a link down in the description. Pretty good deal for $56. If you like this sort of thing, think about hitting that subscribe button. I'll leave it right here in the middle. Thanks for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next one.